पढ़ता रहता है, सिर्फ पढ़ता है, राइट? बहुत पढ़ने वाले लोग होते हैं, पढ़ाकू बोलते हैं उनको, और दैट हमने हर घाट का पानी पिया है, और सबकी जॉब होगी, सब।
Good morning, everyone. I am Badal Malakar, a second year B.Tech student from B.C.E Bhagalpur. A welcome to this special session brought to you by the Campus TV and Radio Club, one of the most dynamic and spirited clubs of our college, guided by the motto of Discover, Develop, and Dominate, founded by our very own Mr. Kumar Gaurav Sir from the 2019 batch. Before we dive in, let me introduce my amazing teammates, Vivek, Sanjana, Shreya, Rahul, Nancy, Aprajita, Amang, Anjali, and Kunal. This morning, we have the incredible privilege of hosting one of the most distinguished alumni of B.C. Bhagalpur, a true role model for every student. Mr. Manish Chandra is a powerhouse in the field of mechanical engineering with over 2 decades of experience across defense, energy, solar, electric vehicles. From starting out as a scientist at DRDO to taking on the leadership roles at GE Energy, Novellus Systems, Solindra, Glasspoint Solar, he now leads as Senior Engineering Manager at Tesla, driving innovation on a global scale. Sir, it's an absolute honor to have you here with us today. We can't wait to hear your story from your college days at BC to your inspiring professional journey around the world. Let us know about your life, sir. Like, how were your college days and how is it going on?
Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much. I am actually getting goosebumps, being in front of you guys, because I'm really transporting myself to almost 25 years ago when I was in college. And I really craved for a platform like that where we could get guidance from our seniors, where we could get inspired by seniors. And
What was your childhood dream? Was it engineering or something else?
good question, Sanjana. I think, like everyone, when I was growing up, I would lie if I said that I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, right? So, जब मैं बचपन में जो मेरी memory जाती है, I started by thinking like maybe I can be a truck driver, and then I'm like, as I grew up, I'm like, oh, maybe I should become a cricketer, right? And then life happened, and then I saw people around me who were very accomplished and intellectually capable, and I saw everyone is like applying for engineering. They are doing really good, in terms of financial gains later on. So that inspired me to appear in engineering exam.
Sir, did you always plan to pursue mechanical engineering? Or was it a journey that evolved over time?
Yeah, good question. I don't think I always wanted to be a mechanical engineer, to be honest, right? Like, and that's one of the difference I see after having lived for so long in the United States, that people in general do what they love. And now I love mechanical engineering because I've done it for so many years. But when I started, it was like, maybe it's true for you guys as well, though it's a new India, right? So people actually choose their profession as they like. But in my case, for sure, it was driven by, I got this rank and there are a lot of jobs in mechanical engineering. So why not?
Sir, how was the role of senior in your college life?
Yeah, role of senior is huge. Thank you, Rahul. That's a great question. I remember there were role models in all areas, right? And I was drawn towards people who were doing well academically, but I was more drawn towards people who had like great communication skills, great sporting skills. I played, it was a struggle for me, but then I did spend a lot of time looking up to seniors who were doing, amazing debates, amazing interview mock-ups, and that all sort of helped me immensely.
Sir, who was your favorite professor in this scene and why?
Yeah, favorite professor at BC. I don't know if you guys will even remember his name. His name was Professor S.K. Agrawal. He was, we were very lucky to have him. You don't see that kind of professors generally in colleges in Bihar, but he, uh, because of some family reasons, he decided to stay at Bhagalpur, and we because he was so good, and I think his main USP was explaining things uh, at a level where a student can 100% gather it, understand it, as opposed to just a bookish knowledge where he's reading a book.
Sir, how was your friend circle in your college? Were you mostly an introvert or did you love hanging out with friends?
अमंग बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है आपका. तो मैं आई वॉज नॉट ए इंट्रोवर्ट, आई हैड मेनी फ्रेंड्स, लेकिन मैं ज़्यादातर, जैसे एक दो ग्रुप होता है, राइट. एक ग्रुप होता है जो कि बहुत फन लविंग है, वो लोग मूवीज जा रहे हैं, साथ में बियर पी रहे हैं, जो भी है अपना इंजॉय कर रहे हैं साथ में. एक दूसरा ग्रुप होता है जो कि पढ़ता रहता है, सिर्फ पढ़ता है, राइट. बहुत पढ़ने वाले लोग होते हैं, पढ़ाकू बोलते हैं उनको. और एक ग्रुप होता है जो कि खूब खेलता है, राइट. तो मैं खेलने वाले ग्रुप में था और एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर वाले ग्रुप में ज्यादा था.
So, what kind of extracurricular activities or clubs did you join in your college life, and how did your involvement help you in your post-college life?
तो जैसा मैंने पहले बताया था, आई वॉज पार्ट ऑफ डिबेटिंग सोसाइटी, राइट. एंड आई काइंड ऑफ डिड इट विथ लॉट ऑफ इंटेंशन. आई डिड नॉट हैव द स्किल्स. There were people from English medium background, St. Michael's and St. Joseph. Now there are a lot of English medium school. Back then there were not that many. Mount SCC, and I just pushed myself into sometimes embarrassing situation where clearly I did not know how to pronounce things. Clearly I was like the struggler in the team, but I kept working hard. And then, quiz club was the same thing. I attended pretty much every quiz club session. I never won anything. Like, I was maybe average, but participation is key. And then ping pong, like table tennis, cricket, you name it, like all.
Sir, I want to know that what is something at college that you absolutely love to be a part of it, like any event or any place?
The thing I loved the most in the college was super bright people, right? People who are not just bright because they achieved excellence, but it's also because the kind of background they came from was very inspiring. Like people who had no parents, they fought their way into the college. People who were like very poor, but they managed to get into engineering school studies, and people with great sense of humor, right? Like that's what BC excels in. There are guys who will make you laugh all day, all night. Very, very good sense of humor. So I was attracted toward those people because why not? Everyone wants to be happy, right? So those are.
Sir, how did your roles and responsibilities evolve as you moved from engineering position to senior management?
बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है अपराजिता आपका. तो जब मैं एक इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूटर रोल में था, तो उस समय बेसिकली आपको मैकेनिकल डिजाइन टूल्स, and you really have to go into the weeds, right? Like the buck stops at engineer level. If you are individual contributor, you are responsible for end to end design. And so वहाँ पे मेरा फोकस ये था कि मैं डिजाइन सीखूं, सिमुलेशन करूं. But then when I went into engineering management, it is a completely different ball game, right? Now my focus has been around building teams, hiring really bright people, looking at big picture on like what the strategy the company has, what are the key objectives, key deliverables these companies have, and try to align my team's objectives and OKRs.
Insights. I want to ask that which projects in your career are you most proud of and why?
Yeah, very good question, Anjali. The project that I am most proud of when I was working with GE, there we developed a simulation model for a 9H series turbine. And as a simulation engineer, it was really challenging technically to be doing it. But we, as a team, I did not do everything, but we worked in a team, and our team was able to deliver a predictive model for turbine thermal performance that was proven at Baglan Bay in UK. It was one of those projects where first time I got to see the huge impact of my work. Obviously, the work at DRDO and Tesla, they've been very rewarding as well. And there are a lot of great stories. But if I have to pick one, that was definitely a defining moment for my career.
Sir, how did your education at B.C.E, Bhagalpur and Stanford University prepare you for your career?
हाँ विवेक जी, बहुत अच्छा है क्वेश्चन आपका। तो देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि पीसी भागलपुर से जो चीज़ मैंने सीखा वो ये है कि जब आपको बेसिक नेसेसिटी आपके पास नहीं है, इतने चैलेंजेस हैं, इतने हर्डल्स हैं, उसको ओवरकम करके कैसे लाइफ में आगे बढ़ना है, राइट? दैट वही चीज़ मैंने सीखा वहाँ पे। और मुझे लगता है कि टेक्निकल चीज़ें जो होता है ना, वो सब कुछ मैटर नहीं करता है आगे जाके। आई एम सॉरी टू से दैट, बट एक्चुअली इट डजंट मैटर। व्हाट मैटर्स इज द फायर इन योर बेली, राइट? How much fire each one of you have to achieve greater height. Technical
आपके कॉलेज के दिनों से कोई ऐसा स्किल जो आपने सीखा और आगे इंडस्ट्री में जाके आपको काफी ज्यादा वो वैल्यूएबल प्रूव हुआ, वो सर ऐसा स्किल?
हाँ, आई थिंक सबसे जो बड़ा स्किल जो हुआ वो कम्युनिकेशन का हुआ। जैसा मैंने बताया कि मेरी कम्युनिकेशन उतनी अच्छी थी नहीं। तो व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन डिबेटिंग सोसाइटी क्विज, I was slowly developing my skills, but then I was also, that's one thing I would recommend. What I did was, um, I I had some friends who were from really good English medium background. So three or four of us, there's a guy who went to IIM Bangalore. His name is Amod Chaudhary, and you should have it on this platform. He's also a super achiever. He's one of my best friends. So Amod Chaudhary, myself, Santosh, who's also a super achiever, he's a managing director here in US. He and then four or five of us, Ajit, we would go and take a topic and discuss. Right? Should India go nuclear? The big topics, which I'm sure you guys have other big topics now, but we will just discuss. We'll record it. We'll replay it on tape recorders. We'll record it, replay it, and see what mistakes did we do. How can we be better in our pronunciation? Were we too excited? Were we too loud? And kind of worked on that and watched a lot of.
Do you think pursuing higher education abroad was a game changer for you?
Definitely, I think it helped me get into the big league, right? We all want to play in the big league. जैसे आईपीएल होता है इंडिया में, तो आपको आईपीएल खेलना है। तो आईपीएल खेलने के लिए आपको बड़ी बड़ी टीमों के साथ खेलना पड़ेगा ताकि आप नोटिस हो। तो दैट डेफिनेटली हेल्प्ड, एंड ऑल्सो आई थिंक it gave me opportunity to work in Silicon Valley. And if you don't have degree from United States, or like if you don't have higher studies, if you have not done higher studies in US, then it gets a little bit tricky. You can still get good job. There are a lot of people who have done without it, but I'm just saying it made my life a bit easier. And then also, I feel like my time at Stanford exposed me to some outstanding people. They used to take JE rank 1, JE rank 3. We used to study together. So they were like from every country. Imagine from Germany, France, China, top of the top, right? Not anyone, like top of the top. They all came in one class. So just rubbing shoulders with them, just spending time with them, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, क्योंकि आपको पता चलता है कि आपको बहुत कुछ लाइफ में आगे जाना है। ये लोग कितने अच्छे हैं आपके आसपास, और आपको उनसे सीखने को बहुत मिलता है। क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि एक कहावत है ना कि आप कैसे हो इसका पता आपके 5 दोस्तों से पता चलता है। टेल मी योर 5 फ्रेंड्स एंड आई विल टेल यू हु यू आर, राइट? सो इफ यू सराउंड योरसेल्फ with super achievers, it's actually true, very true. If you think about it, you are sum total of friends around you, because you attract that kind of energy around you, right? तो हमारे फ्रेंड्स जैसे थे अमोद चौधरी, वो चले गए IIM, BCE के बता रहा हूँ। और फिर संतोष, वो उन्होंने वहाँ पे BC भागलपुर में लेक्चर भी दिया था, वो मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, प्रभु नारायण बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, जितने भी हमारे फ्रेंड्स हैं सब अच्छा किए, राइट? So that's what I think higher studies in US helped me re.
What are the biggest difference between working traditional engineering like GE and high-tech companies?
अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। हालांकि जब मैंने जी में काम किया था एट दैट टाइम आई वुड से G was like Tesla, right? Like if you go back, if you turn the clock back in 2001, it was the hottest hardware company. You can't think of any other company. They were number one in jet engines, number one in power gas turbine side, G Medical, G Capital. So they were also aggressive. But I would say one difference that I have seen in my experience is that these Silicon Valley companies, high-tech companies are like super aggressive, and they are trying to create a new industry, right? A new way to do business, and that means they attract good talent from all over the world, and they're ruthless about their goal, right? Like they don't care about job security, or they don't care about appeasement of employees. They just have one goal, and everyone is very passionate. They all want to be part of this massive journey, and it's also a risk that you take. And with G, they were number one in all these fields. So when I joined, I was just trying to help the team. But here, there are a lot of programs that I can't talk about. You may have heard in the media about Optimus robot development or full self-driving development, and then few other things. They're all trying to just create a breakthrough, right? They're going to have a paradigm shift into how we operate in this world. So it's very exciting and also very aggressive environment for sure.
How do you see the role of mechanical engineers changing with the rise of renewable resources and electric vehicles?
Yeah, I think I would also expand that question among जी आपने अच्छा question पूछा है, but उसको मैं let me expand it, right? It's not just renewable, right? Like I would say as a mechanical engineer, if I have to look at the future, and that's very important. You asked a very good question because you guys all have to try and catch the wave, right? Like when I looked at my friends at Stanford who had a PhD in mechanical engineering, really bright intellectually, they are at the same level as someone from computer science department, but they were making a lot of money. They were working for big companies. So I used to wonder, like, why is life so unfair, right? Or up software maybe dekhoge, there are people who are making quite a bit of money, and their mechanical engineer, electrical engineer counterpart not as much. And the reason is very simple. The reason is there was a wave, and these guys caught the wave, right? Software engineers caught the wave, although that wave is coming down and crashing a little bit with AI, but still, it was a wave, right? And so for mechanical engineering, the wave is indeed renewable energy is going to be big because this planet is heating up. 99% of the scientists believe that global warming is real. Carbon dioxide causes global warming. If we don't solve it, we are all screwed, right? So we have to solve it. So wo area is a big wave, and that's why when I started DT, so I would say solar is not as attractive right now. It's just like, there's not much happening there. But I think the areas where still things are happening would be like battery storage is a big one where, people are trying to make clean energy. And then there are a lot of storage companies like storing energy in rocks, sand, graphite, pumped hydro, where they're pumping water to store energy, lifting weight to store energy. So that's a big area. And then robotics is a big one because you believe it or not, but very soon mankind is going to get completely transformed with robots around us, right? एंड वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा एरिया है। तो अगर आप लोग को जब स्पेशलाइजेशन का मौका मिले तो हमेशा एआई रिलेटेड चीजें होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि एआई एक ऐसा जिन बन चुका है, जिन बोतल से बाहर आ गया है, राइट? तो अब अगर आप उसको यूज करना नहीं जानते हो ना, तो आपको मुश्किल होगी लाइफ में, बिल्कुल मुश्किल होगी। और अब कंपनीज, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो कंप्लीटली रिप्लेस कर देंगे ह्यूमंस को, ऐसा मेरा मानना है, आई कुड बी रॉन्ग, बट मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि आपको एआई आना चाहिए।
Moving from technical expertise to leadership, what was the most important leadership lesson you learned when you become first manager?
Yeah, I think the most important lesson for me, Badal, is going to be you have to first assume that whatever you are doing, your team is watching you, right? So, I think as a leader, you have to set good examples. You have to be sincere. You have to try to be a role model. The other thing that I learned as a leader was you have to hire really good people, because if you surround yourself with good people, then it makes your job really easy, right? क्योंकि अच्छे लोग हैं उनको आप बता दो, they will run. They are all leaders in some way, future leaders, right? So my philosophy is I want to hire future director, VP, CEOs of the world, right, who are going to lead big teams. And that's what I learned as a leader, that you have to build a good team. That's foundational to being a good leader. If you don't have that, then you will struggle, right? So, and then obviously there are other things like you can't apply same मैनेजमेंट प्रिंसिपल टू एवरीवन. जैसे क्लास में भी आप देखते होंगे कि भाई कुछ लड़के हैं जिनको कि टेक्निकल चीज़ें करने में अच्छा लगता है, बट तो कई चीज़ें उनको बोरिंग लगती है. कुछ बच्चे हैं जिनको ग्रुप में काम पढ़ाई करना अच्छा लगता है, कुछ को अकेले काम करने में अच्छा लगता है. तो वर्ल्ड इज ए नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, राइट? सो नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जब होता है तो उसमें कुछ लोग अलग हैं और कुछ लोग बिल्कुल अलग हैं. तो आपको यू कैन नॉट हैव सेम मैनेजमेंट फिलॉसफी on everyone, right? You have to have different philosophy for different. Some people need more mentoring. Some people want to be left alone. Some people want constant reinforcement that you're good. Some people like challenging work, right? So you have to become good at gauging those things. And that's what I meant when I said your technical studies that you are doing at BC will not matter much. What will matter is who you are inside, in your heart. Are you a sincere person? Are you a trustworthy person? Are you a hungry person, ambitious person? Do you have good health, physical and mental? Those are the things that will dictate who you will become in future as a leader, right? So,
qualities that you look for when you are hiring a fresh graduate?
oh, good question. Yeah. I hire a lot of fresh graduate here in US, and yeah, I think the qualities that I look for, number one is energy, and it's hard to describe, right? Like it's not like facial makeup or skin color or anything. It's just like overall energy level. If you are high energy, it shows up, right? And researchers say that it takes 30 seconds to make hiring decisions typically. They look at a person, you have already made your decision. Then you are trying to explain to them why you like or dislike someone, right? So this is very fascinating. You should read a book called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. For those of you who read books, I highly recommend, right? So definitely energy is a big one. Because if you don't have energy, you are not gonna go that far, even if you are very passionate, right? So for each one of you, my advice would be spend a lot of time on your physical and mental well-being. I would say equal as much as your studies are important. Being physically fit and mentally fit is both are important. And our country has given a lot of tools. They have made it part of our day-to-day life, right? So
Sir, I want to ask that how important are internships and how can we get most of them?
internship is good because that gives you a flavor of where how industry works, right? Again, technical things, whatever you learn in internship, 2 years down the line, 4 years down the line, just doesn't matter. I think where internship helps you, Anjali, is when you get to experience how the real world works. When you are in school, or here we call it school, but college or university, right? You can have a lousy personality and you can still be the topper, right? You can top, but you are not easy to work with, right? But doesn't matter. You are getting good grades. You are like topper of the college, or you're getting 80%, 75%, or CGPA, whatever they are using now. I don't even know. But But when you come to industry, you realize that people will eat you alive if you don't have good personality, if you can't work with people, right? तो वो चीज़ बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि आप आपस में हाउ टू वर्क विद इन ए टीम, हाउ टू हैव गुड वार्म पर्सनालिटी, हाउ टू build relationship, professional relationship. Those things are like super important, and that's what you learn in internship in your short time. You learn how the industry is operating, and these are my gaps, and of course you learn some technical thing that prepares you for your future job. So
सर अभी इस टाइम पे हम लोग के कॉलेज में सर फ्लड आया हुआ है, तो सर क्या
अच्छा,
आपके टाइम पे भी ऐसा कुछ होता था? अभी हम
हाँ
लोग को
बिल्कुल
क्लास
होता
भी
था फ्लड, बिल्कुल होता था। हमारे यहाँ से रेस्क्यू मिशन लोग जाते थे, वो बॉयज हॉस्टल से गर्ल्स हॉस्टल में रेस्क्यू करने जाते थे लोग। वो केले का इसका नाव बना के, मेकशिफ्ट नाव बना के ले जाते थे, एंड वी हैड बोट सर्विस एक्चुअली विच विल टेक यू फ्रॉम एंट्रेंस टू द हॉस्टल। हॉस्टल नंबर 3 और 2 में लोग रहते थे। तो those were fun times, and I see that there's still some flood happening now at Bhagalpur, right?
Yes, sir.
Enjoy these moments. You will not get this exclusive Bhagalpur experience.
So we are in holidays now.
Oh, acha. Because of
We have
flood, you have holiday?
because of
Yes,
flood.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, right. See, this is another surprise. Like,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so this is great. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Sir, what common mistake do you see young engineers make in their early career?
Yeah, young engineers, I feel like a very good question, Kunal. All of you are asking like the right questions. So मुझे लगता है सबसे बड़ी मिस्टेक जो मैंने खुद की है वो ये है कि वी आर नॉट स्ट्रेट टू आवर सेल्स। हम अपने आप को धोखा देते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं। इसका मतलब क्या है कि जैसे आप गए इंडस्ट्री में, तो वहाँ पे कई बच्चे एमबीए कर रहे हैं, कई बच्चे गेट की तैयारी एमटेक कर रहे हैं, कई बच्चे टेक्निकल काम कर रहे हैं मान लो, और फिर आप जॉब करने लगे, आपको प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, आपको डिज़ाइन की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की मिली, या ऑपरेशंस की मिली, या कुछ और। लेकिन कई लोग का होता है ईगो हाई होता है, एंड दे ट्राई टू फॉलो ब्लूप्रिंट कि इन लोगों ने ऐसा किया है तो मैं भी यही करूंगा, है ना? हर कोई, अब आप मछली को बोलोगे पेड़ चढ़ने, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू गो अप ऑन द ट्री, राइट? ईच वन ऑफ यू हैव स्पेशल स्किल्स, एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट लाइक कि कोई मैं टेड टॉक देख के आपको ये या बुक पढ़ के एडवाइस नहीं दे रहा हूँ। ये सच में मैं अपने हार्ट से शेयर कर रहा हूँ कि अगर मुझे अपने लाइफ में वापस जाने का मौका मिले तो आई विल बी स्ट्रेट टू माई सेल्फ। आई विल नॉट फॉलो व्हाट माई फ्रेंड्स आर सेइंग। आई विल नॉट हैव वेरी हाई ईगो कि मैं यही करूंगा, मैं टेक्निकल आदमी हूँ, मैं नॉन टेक कैसे कर सकता हूँ, मैं इस कंपनी में कैसे जहाँ आपका दिल लगे, जहाँ मजा आए, उसी को आप परस्यू करो। आप बहुत लाइफ में हैप्पी रहोगे जितने टाइम रहोगे, और जब आप हैप्पी रहोगे तो काम भी अच्छा करोगे, राइट? जब आपका मुंह लटका हुआ है, आप अपने आप को ड्रैग कर रहे हो, कभी कभी करना पड़ता है वो भी, राइट? कभी कभी करना पड़ता है, अपने आप को पुश करो। बट इफ यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली इन दैट इन्वायरमेंट ऑल द टाइम, देन you will not be successful. You may be lucky and get some place, but luck runs out eventually. So always find something that is your calling. Not because आपके दोस्त कैट की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो आपने भी कैट का सारा चीज ले लिया और करने लग गए। कोई गेट का कर रहा है, अरे यार वो 99 लाया, आईएससी गया, उसकी जॉब लग गई, मैं भी करूंगा। नॉट नेसेसरी एट ऑल। आप कोई बी ग्रेड कॉलेज में भी एमबीए कर लो, कोई बात नहीं है, या आप कोई जॉब चालू कर दो, कोई बात नहीं है। एज लॉन्ग एज आपके अंदर इच्छा शक्ति है, एज लॉन्ग एज आपके अंदर ये है कि मुझे आगे बढ़ना है, मुझे आगे बढ़ना है। क्योंकि भागलपुर के लोगों के अंदर वो बहुत होता है। जब आप बाहर जाओगे तो कई लोग बोलेंगे कहाँ है ये भागलपुर, क्या है कॉलेज, ये क्या रैंकिंग है, ये वो, राइट? पीपल आस्क क्वेश्चंस। तो you guys, each one of you have to prove that you are better than them, right? And how you do it, by not by uh, just spending time and wasting your time. It's by being very focused. अपना चीज ढूंढो, क्या तुम्हारी स्पेशलिटी है, क्या तुम्हें भगवान ने स्किल दिया है, उसी को परस्यू करो from very beginning. If you do that, that will open up a lot of avenues for you guys.
They make their resume stand out when applying to the global.
देखिए रेज्यूमे तो अब तो चैट जीपीटी का जमाना है। चैट जीपीटी को बोलिए कि कस्टमाइज रेज्यूमे बनाओ, मुझे जी में अप्लाई करना है, मुझे एक्स वाई जी में कस्टमाइज रेज्यूमे बना के देंगे। तो अब तो जमाना ही पूरा बदल गया, कोई एडवाइस की जरूरत नहीं है। चैट जीपीटी से बड़ा कोई गुरु नहीं है। ग्रॉक 4 सब लोग, आप लोग जब ग्रेजुएट कर रहे हो प्रोफेशनल एडिशन लो जो, या प्रीमियम एडिशन, और सब उसी में इंटरव्यू की तैयारी करो, उसी से पूछो। Imagine they are like Nobel laureates, right? And I know they are not perfect. Sometimes they give wrong answer, but in general, they are pretty good. So that's the best North Star for you guys. Just follow them as your, follow these AI tools as your advice. But generally, मैं resume बहुत, मैंने अपनी टीम में 70 लोग हायर किए हैं। इनफैक्ट ज़्यादा ही 80, 10 लोग छोड़ गए, तो 70 लोग अभी तक हायर किए हैं। और कम से कम 500 इंटरव्यू प्लस 600-700 इंटरव्यू मैंने किया है। रेज्यूमे तो टेस्ला की एक पोजीशन के लिए 1000 से 2000 रेज्यूमे आते हैं यूएस में, राइट? सो आई हैव प्रॉब्ली लुक्ड एट obscene number of resumes, right? And I spend like 2 to 3 seconds scanning through resume. And if someone has, for example, 3 pages, 4 pages resume, automatic discard, right? Like एक page best है, 2 page is like pushing it. So keep it short, keep it sweet. And जो आपकी यूएसपी है, आपकी जो मेन अचीवमेंट है, उसको ऊपर डालिए। जैसे आपने एग्जाम में कहीं अच्छा किया है, उसको आप जिक्र करिए। कोई बड़ी कंपनी में काम किया है, हुक होना चाहिए ऊपर में। And then don't make it too busy. Keep the format like easy on eyes. Use contrast. Don't use like really small font size and try to squeeze in every little bit of things. People know कि भाई आप ग्रेजुएट हो, आप इतना कुछ कैसे कर लोगे इतने कम टाइम में, कि आपको 5 पेज का रेज्यूमे बनाना पड़ गया, राइट? पीपल आर नॉट स्टूपिड, है ना? तो जस्ट कीप इट लाइक 1 or 2 पेज, कीप इट वेरी common sensical, and then use AI tools to proofread your resume, use AI tools to customize your resume, and that will get you really far with that.
सर अगर आपको आपके कॉलेज डेज में वापस जाने का मौका मिला तो आप ऐसा क्या अलग करना चाहेंगे?
संजना जी देखिए, मैं अगर कॉलेज डेज में जाने का मौका मिले और मैं क्या बदलना चाहूंगा, कुछ भी नहीं। क्योंकि मैं जो कुछ भी हूँ उसी कॉलेज की वजह से हूँ, और हर एक एक्सपीरियंस की वजह से हूँ, राइट? अगर मुझे मान लीजिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल सब अच्छी फैसिलिटी मिल जाती, राइट, जो कि एक टिपिकल दिल्ली में या उसमें मिलती, और अब आप लोग को शायद मिल रही होगी, लेकिन मेरे टाइम में तो नहीं थी, राइट? तो जैसे हर चीज़ में हमें कुछ पता नहीं था कि कैड क्या है, हमें कुछ पता नहीं था कि जीआरई टॉफेल क्या होता है, हमें कुछ पता नहीं था कि एडवांस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग क्या होती है, इवन डिज़ाइन वगैरह भी इश्यूज थे हर जगह। कई टीचर बहुत अच्छे थे, कई टीचर उतने अच्छे शायद नहीं थे, राइट? बट आई थिंक वो पूरी जर्नी जो है 4 साल की, उसने मुझे जो चीज़ सिखाया वो है हाउ टू बी टेनेशियस, हाउ टू हाउ टू फाइट अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स, राइट? कि भाई लड़ाई हो रही है, पॉलिटिकल टर्मोइल है, हॉस्टल में भी लड़ाई हो रही है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, सब कुछ के बावजूद फ्लडिंग है, साइनेडाई हो रहा है, उसके बाद कई टीचर उतने अच्छे नहीं हैं आपको, और फिर फिनेंशियल डिफिकल्टी है। माय डैड वाज नॉट गेटिंग पेड, ही वाज प्रोफेसर इन एग्रीकल्चर कॉलेज, ही इज नॉट गेटिंग पेड, सो वी हैड ह्यूज financial distress. But if you could pull yourself up when chips are down, that creates a mental muscle, right? When you have that mental muscle, you can achieve the impossible. Right? So if I have to go back in life, I will not change that. I will want the same experience, because maybe I have seen people who have gone to top schools, right? I routinely worked with IITians all over, and mostly like the top 5%, top 10% IITians in all these companies, right? And many of them had gotten a halo around them. So when they go to give exam, they're like, oh, there's a IIT exam, NDTV, all the big channels, Aaj Tak, XYZ, they are giving exam, these many lakhs of people. Oh, IITian got this salary. Oh, IITians achieved. Of course, they're all like very bright kids, no question, right? But you can get sucked in with the society adulation, and which I saw that here at Stanford as well. I get similar kind of adulation here. But a lot of people don't do well with so much of adulation and recognition. So it's good to be from a college where people are like, I don't know where.
Sir, could you share one memory that still makes you smile and maybe one that was a bit embarrassing or funny one?
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा आपने याद दिलाया. So there was an event. I don't know if you guys still do it in Saraswati Puja. We used to have this cultural event. तो कल्चरल इवेंट था, तो उसमें आई वाज कंपेयरिंग, आई वाज लाइक आई वाज डिबेटिंग सोसाइटी मेंबर. अगेन आई वाज नॉट गुड एट इट, बट आई विल ऑलवेज टेक द लीड कि भाई सीखना है मुझे. आई नो आई सक एट इट, बट आई विल थ्रो द किचन सिंक एट इट, राइट. तो मैं वहाँ पे गया एंड आई स्टार्टेड कंपेयरिंग. व्हाइल कंपेयरिंग आई वाज टेलिंग ए जोक कि कई लोग कंजूस होते हैं लाइफ में, और उसमें मेरा भी एक दोस्त है जो कंजूस है. तो उसने डेटॉल की बोतल खरीदी थी और वो खिड़की से गिर गई और टूट गई, जिससे डेटॉल बाहर फैल गया. तो उसने बोला, अरे यार ये बोतल गिर गई, टूट गई, अब क्या होगा. तो उसने बोतल से अपना रिस्ट कट करके उसमें डेटॉल यूज किया, राइट. तो मैंने ये ऐसे ही जोक बोला एंड उसमें गलती से मेरे दोस्त का नाम निकल गया, मैं जो कि अभी नहीं बोलूंगा यहाँ पे. लेकिन दोस्त भी ही टुक इट स्पोर्टिंगली, हमने खूब मस्ती की, अरे, और वो उसको लोगों ने खूब चिढ़ाया. ऐसा कोई स्टोरी, रियल स्टोरी नहीं था, इट वाज जस्ट अ फिक्टिशियस स्टोरी. दैट stayed with me. I apologized to him a lot. His face was red. He was not happy, not appreciative. But those are good memories we'll remember, right? And you had the second part of the question. Sorry, I missed that. What is the second part?
Sir, some embarrassing moment or funny moment, just like that.
हाँ, फनी तो बता दिया. एम्बैरेसिंग मोमेंट, मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड थे जिनका सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर बहुत अच्छा था. तो वो एक बार मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चन गलत कर दिया, तो उन्होंने पूरे क्लास के सामने बोला, क्या टॉपर है, इतना इजी क्वेश्चन तो मैं भी बना देता हूँ. मैं बॉटम का लड़का हूँ और मैं बना दिया. तो मैं उस टाइम में मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा ये सुन के कि यार क्यों मैं नहीं बना पाया ये क्वेश्चन. तो आई वाज एम्बैरेस्ड, बट आफ्टर दैट वी वर जस्ट ब्रश्ड इट असाइड.
It was great talking to you, sir, and we are really enjoying this session. But due to the time constraint, we are wrapping up this alumni talk.
Yes.
So, you would like to give any message or advice to you juniors at BC?
Yeah, my advice, I think I already gave a lot of advice. My advice to you would be that you guys are all really privileged to be studying at BCE. Don't ever think that you are at a disadvantage. You guys all have ability to achieve amazing feats, and you can take confidence in my little achievement that I have done, but I can give you maybe dozens and dozens of names who have done super amazing work, right? Who have achieved great heights. All of you have it in you, but you have to stay hungry. You have to pursue your dream with a lot of passion. And then, I think platform like that is great. I'd like to propose more names that you can get inspired from, and then let us know how we can help as a senior. That's the only thing we can do is to share, our 2 cents, whatever we have learned. But the fact that you have created this great platform, and you guys are all patient enough to listen to my long lecture and you guys are not sleeping, that already shows that you guys have the spark to improve from where you are. So you guys will all do well. Wish you all the very best, and I hope this is not the last time we are meeting. I want to make it more continuous sort of things, where you can invite more people, more seniors who can guide you and perhaps give you the vision that we did not get, right? Like when we were there, the role models we had was they're going to public sector, GATE, and that's kind of it, right? But now we can give you more. Like we can tell you what's happening in the world. People from BCE are working in all these FANG companies, Google, Apple, you name it. Like, someone is a professor in IIM, someone is, leading big companies. So overall, you don't have shortage of role models. They're all doing amazing work. So again, thank you for giving me this privilege. I don't think I deserved it, but looking at my beloved junior gives me a lot of happiness, and very happy to share whatever I have learned in my life.
Thank you, sir. Now we are done with our questions. Is there anything that you want to ask with us?
Yeah, maybe I know we are short on time, so I'll keep it quick. It's up to you guys how long you want to stay. But yeah, maybe one question I would want to ask is, what is the campus situation in the college, and what is the biggest challenge you guys have currently in the college?
Sir, less companies come to our college and they are basically startup ones, so that is a big challenge.
Mm-hmm. But a startup is not bad, right? In a startup, you learn how to raise, how to work in a fast-paced environment with less resource. So I would argue that you want to work in a startup, even though it is small. It gives you, yes, financially you are a little bit behind, but you do want to again go through the grind, and you learn the technology, learn how to work in a fast-paced, lack of resource type of environment. And then once you get to a bigger company, bigger corporate world, it will be a lot easier for you, right? And you know just to make you, if it makes you feel a little bit better, when we were at college, guess how many companies came to BC Bhagalpur for campus interview? Zero. Right? There was one company that tried to hire, and they were hiring mechanical engineers. I think it was DVC or someone. Then guys from civil engineering actually threw stones at the company that came for hiring, and so they stopped coming. So you guys still are very lucky that now a bunch of people are getting job offers, and you should not be stressed. First of all of you should take a deep breath and relax. Each one of you will have an amazing job, right? I used to stress so much. My friends used to stress so much, or there is always that friend who will spread negativity. कि क्या होगा तेरा, क्या होगा कालिया, right? Like सबकी जॉब होगी, सब आप अच्छा करोगे, पहला तो वो है, रिलैक्स रहो.
Insights, and thank you for giving your time and sharing your journey experiences with us. And we are really too delighted to hear your achievements, journeys, your insights, experiences, and wisdoms. Hearing about real ups and downs, the unexpected lessons, and how everything came together in your career was super inspiring. And I'm sure every vision watching this will take away something valuable, whether it's about skills, mindset, or just embracing the chaos of college life. Wishing you all the best for everything ahead. And once again, thank you, sir, for being here and guiding us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anjali, and thanks to all the panelists who asked. uh, you are like my younger brother and sister.